Okay, it's been a while since I did a episode of this, but here we go again. We're back at Hollow Knight. Yes, I didn't make that PNG trooper thing by myself. I just traced over it and add some details of my own. It was my first attempt, but I'm happy with its results. Okay, well either way, going back to the video. Currently, we are at the God Pantheon, whatever you like to call it. But this is a dream realm where you can reface previous battles and goblins of bosses you have previously defeated. And I decided to get some practice in as I first get in here by going after this guy. He's pretty simple. He does that fire shot that tracks you, does the slash, and then he does the ground slam, and that's really it. And you are able to change the difficulty as there's one ascend and ascendant, which will just mostly will either give them a new move, or you have to deal with two, or they're just more aggressive with it. Okay, as we continue up here, I get these guys for their monies. That is a skill art. It's called Cycle Clone Stash, whatever. That one's I like that one the most out of the other arts due to the fact it's easier and you're able to get it. Here's me right here doing that shortcut glitch, whatever you want to call it. Because originally you're not supposed to be able to go up there without the moth wings, and the moth wings they just give you a double jump. So I'm not supposed to even be here right now until I go to another completely different side of the region here in order to get the moth wings. Okay, we are reaching one of my least favorite boss fights. I am not gonna fight these because, as I said, I was gonna fight these guys later because I did not want to deal with this right here. But you are able to make it slightly easier by making that secret shortcut I just did and cut that thing down, in which it would kill some of them, but won't kill all of them. But yes, I just wanted to do that before I decide to do even imagine doing attempt there. I would do that probably at the late game as I reach closer to the end of it. Okay, as we reach here, we talk to this guy. Oh my goodness. These old caverns were actually part of something big, of a of this old kingdom of hollowness. Regardless, we buy the map for him. We go down. Eventually, we go down. I don't know what I'm doing here exactly. I thought I had it much sooner than this. Either way, we just wait for him to do that. But oh, there we go. Finally, there we go. This here is honestly pretty fucking annoying. Uh, Basically, I forgot how much amount you need, but you just need to spend like your geo in there, and then it will give you a mask. No, not a mask, a vessel piece, and it's a lot of money for it. But eventually, you will need to do it in order to like get the stuff that you need. Unfortunately. Yes, there's gonna be a lot of skips here because I am tired and I do not feel like editing all of this footage. regardless, this is actually one of my like favorite bosses. It's not like the fight or anything of that sort. It's just I just find this boss pretty interesting for some reason. Uh, but basically, yes, these parasites here are infecting his brain. The broken vessel, yes, which is pretty sad because are forced to fight him, even though we're the same, vessel. Well, not same vessel, but like basically siblings. Regardless, if he does that slam thing that summons things, the slash. These fuckers show up. I hate those flying fuckers. They're so annoying to deal with. Regardless of everything, yeah, I guess he's like pretty understandable. The only thing, oh, he does this spitting acid thing, whatever. Like I remember first seeing this guy the first time, and he was annoying. I don't know what it was. It could have been like the fact that he just uh, he was aggressive, especially with that slash always reaching you, or that the fact that like he's never alone. Like for me, bosses are so much easier if they were alone because it makes it easier to just worry about them and dodge them. Well, if they summon minions like these, it's like oh my god, just give me a break already, please. Regardless, I was able to fail.
Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I was chuckling and giggling. I think it was the late hours kicking in now. I was playing all the way to like 12. So yeah, it was very late. I was tired. Grandpa needs to sleep. But yet he's here doing all of this. Regardless, we finally get the moth wings. The moth wings is probably one of the beneficials just for traveling and for combat. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory double jump, which is very versatile when fighting and traveling. But no. Um, well, regardless, Moth Wings is one of those key items that is required. What I mean by that is the fact that there are three dreamers around the map. You've probably seen them when I hover over the map. Uh, you are able to collect them, but in return, the first area, Deep Mouth, I think it was called, I forgot. Uh, it will now become infested, and it will be blocked due to the infection spreading even more, uh, blocking certain pathways and all of that, which is absolutely annoying to deal with if you want to go anywhere like sorted through that area. Unfortunately, yeah. As we are in this dream realm of the broken vessel, let's see here. I think in this version he is just more aggressive with it. Yes, I think he is. Ah. It looks like I even fell off before I even got to him. It shows like how terrible my skills were or how rusty they were. Well, regardless, like most things in life, I gave up immediately. Now we're in here and like I even forgot what this place is called. But regardless, we went here. I was trying to break this wall, but the thing is, I didn't want to use a attack spell, and so I just tried to break it. Luckily, I was able to do it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go there, but I just decided, fuck it, we go here. This is actually one of my favorite places here, actually, if I think about it now. I don't know why people hate it, but for me personally, I like this area. Even if I have a fear of bees, I still find this place beauty. Besides that thing over there is pooping out those fucking bees. absolutely disgusting. But regardless, I really like this area for some reason. This area is pretty cool. Has an interesting boss fight, and has a pretty good charm too. I can see why people hate it initially. With its like those enemies there, like they're pretty tanky when you, especially when you only upgraded it like once. They take like 3 hits, I think. Well, and like the fact that some of the enemies they do double the damage, and they're annoying to do it due to how tinky they are and their attack patterns. But still, I still find this place very enjoyable. It's very different from the other places, like especially like the cities that are still operational after so long. Because most of this place is nothing but ruins, nothing but false memories or forgotten long ago. There's only like 2 places I'm aware of that are still operational, which is the no, 3 I think, yeah. Uh, which is yes, obviously the Hive, which is still has a society of bees working, and the Mantis Lords, but like that place is more like moody and like nothing but like false hope, whatever. And like the other area, which I forgot. After the long sped up time, we're here fighting the guard bee or the whatever you want to call him. I actually died, like to this boss initially, actually, which was disappointing. But luckily, I didn't lose my Optimus Geo, so we're good. I still got my bling bling on it. This boss is actually pretty fun. Like he's not like anything to write home about, but yeah, he's like very it's like really self-explanatory. I think you can say that about most of these bosses. Like he summons the bees which swarm you, and he also attacks by doing a dash or does a swing, and summons these spikes, and that's really it. But besides that, he's like really good. Yeah, nothing really mentioned about this guy. I think that's the queen behind it, but regardless, he's still pretty fun.
Oh my god, thank you! Oh yeah. Oh, oh yeah.
After that little interpretation, we get the hive blood, which is probably one of my favorite tribes in the game. I don't know why I'm taking like this that does before, but basically what it does for the cost of a couple slots, you are able to regenerate your health. But in this contrast, you have to let it heal, which takes a while, in which if you take damage while you are regenerating, you will lose that health. So you will be able to die, whatever. So you won't be regenerating all of your health. So you have to keep in mind of your health scout. Keep ahead because I don't know what to speed up the video. Regardless, we go here, we pick up this item. It's called Isma's Tear. At least that's how I think is how you spell it. Regardless, what it does is you are able to swim the bottom of the acid without taking any significant amount of damage. Uh, as for is this item essential? I don't think so. If I remember correctly, I don't think it's very necessary to have. But I think it makes like I mean, you don't have to worry about dropping an asset anymore. At least for me, because I'll keep dropping an asset like regardless how many times. I think I dropped in there like at least 100 times from this playthrough alone. That's not even counting the first time I played this, or the second time, or the third time. Oh my god. Okay, after so long of procrastinating, I am able to go try to get the king's bong, which makes me king. But my hornet, my greedy little sister does not want me to become king because he says I am undeserving of it, and he will challenge me to the Macadolo until I do defeat her and best her in combat. Uh, this sounds like some rivalry between older sister and younger brother, even though the younger brother was just born and the sister was longer there, and then the brother gets everything because he's a boy. This is not specific to anything, if you're wondering. We were fighting over who would be put in the will of father's legacy. We actually started bonding and realized that our dear father that we were fighting over so much about is actually a piece of shit. And we were able to bond over, so we stopped the fighting. By the way, one just in case, she just says it's a tie to help your ego. As we get the King's Bong, whatever you want to call it, we see this guy. This guy, I don't even know how to describe him. He's pretty big, you know. You're able to find this tail on the map and slap it. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But the reason why I want to mention him because he's actually one of the few people here. I think there's 3 in total. Yeah, I think there's 3 in total. But regardless, I think he is one of the 3 people here that is able goddamn that are aware of the dream now and its powers, which allows you to read people's minds and mentions you yeah, you should not be sneaking around in my mind or some shit like that. I don't know. Enough of that guy. This is one of the dreamers we get in the like squid area. Nothing you need to mention about this one. He's the teacher. Uh, he taught. I think he was He was related to Quills in some regard, but regardless, we were able to catch his dreamer or whatever. It was unlocking one of the 3 keys to unlock the cage for the Hollow Knight. Enough about that teacher dreamer, whatever you want to call it. Once we unlock every fast travel, we're able to unlock the stag, or the nest, or whatever, for where the stag grew up in, and talked about stories about how they visit all across the stagways. The reason why he's called the last stag is he believed that he was the only one of his kind, that all the others soon passed away and all that. But as we continue to go up the next Withers cave, there was a cracked egg. There was a cracked egg in there, which symbolizes that there is a stag out there, that their species is still alive, that he's able to rest now, knowing that there's someone out there to continue the legacy and the species of the stags. When I first happened upon this, I thought it was so sad. I was glad that his species are still going to be around, well, at least low to none. Alright, I'm going to speedrun this because I am tired and I am old. Regardless, we go over here. This is for the upgraded Shriek skill. You are able to upgrade your spells in which to do more range, and to do more damage, and able to do a lot more stuff. This is the upgrade your Shriek, which is this upward spell that covers above your head. It's probably one of my favorite ones here. Yeah, you just do that and then you upgrade that. Just quickly go talk to the next thing I want to talk. Okay, here it is. This is we go to the dark goopy water of the abyss, in which we absorb its goopiness, and then we get the shake cloak, which is basically upgrades our dash, and now we're able to pass through things instead of taking damage every time we dash do something. Well, but there is a cooldown of it, and there is a charm that will help us making the distance longer and even able to do damage while we use the shade cloak, in which we also go through those barriers over there. Alright, that's it. As we reach out to the abyss, which is actually full of our siblings' corpses and vessels, and even shades of our siblings, which is pretty sad. And as we reach up here, Hornet is actually there, and he's actually surprised that we're able to do this, and says we have a fair shot at actually helping this ruined city to finally be put to rest. And he is low key proud of us, but doesn't want to say it because his tough, tough to go attitude is too big in order to help us or say out loud. Enough about the main story stuff. All right, let's go talk about this. Originally, you're supposed to go on the left side, but I turned out I had since I have the muff wings, I was able to double jump and skip the whole thing. I was here, like, oh wow, I skipped this whole thing, and I was actually surprised. But regardless, we went inside, and we're gonna meet one of my favorite of the three brothers here. This is absolutely one of my favorites. The reason is because instead he is well, for context here, he's one of the three nail masters, and in which he lost interest in wielding the nail, and instead finds other ways to find entertainment and hobbies, which is shows that like he actually grew out of it and wanted to do something new, in which he decides to do painting, and in which regardless of what he is doing, he still helps and gives us a little bit of his old self of teaching us the nail art, which is slash, I think. That would be all concluded in this episode. I will probably try my best to continue this, but yes, this will be the finale. Well, I hope you have a good evening, good morning, and good night.